out with your eggs? All the eggs.
There was 2 this morning then.
Very nice. Well, 5 years we've been doing this, chaps. 5 years. 3 things to do today. Sow the parsnips, line bin number 3, the compost bins. I need a hat. And also pick the first of the purple sprouting broccoli. Wildly exciting. Right, I'm going to get a hat and go and decide where we're going to put the parsnips. Is that better? Yes, it is. Right. Parsnip site. Right. Where did we think we were going to put these parsnips then? I know we want it under that cage, but were we going to put it in that bed? Was it that one we thought of?
That bed because we decided, well, it was either the one that we put all of the our own compost on.
It's always a problem when Mum and I have previously decided where we think we're going to plant something, because inevitably by the time it comes around to actually planting it or sowing it, we've forgotten what we decided on. But parsnips, it's quite important to get it right because they're in the ground for such a long time. Like, we're going to sow them now and we won't really be eating them until from November through February. So yeah, we do need to put them in a good spot. And also quite a lot of our beds have got terrible clubroot, and obviously yeah, parsnips aren't affected by clubroot, so we'll be good there. Okay. I'd like you to witness Mum is dressed as a daffodil today.
I was thinking that when I walked.
You look. It looks lovely. You look really
competing with the flowers.
Yeah. Okay. So if you can take one end of this, actually, I think it's got pegs in it, hasn't it? Yeah. The endless pegs.
I can just stand up there now without.
It can. Let's just go slightly that way. Perfect. Yeah, so these are the, I think these were supposed to be cabbages, but there's really bad clubroot in this bed and they've done absolutely nothing. So we'll just whip these out. I mean, look at that. It's just tragic.
Yeah, the Cavalero did particularly bad.
Yeah, that was just a disaster in there. So we'll give this a hoe and then get some parsnips in. It's still nice and moist under there, even though it looks quite dry on the surface. So that'd be good. Right, if I give those to you. They've got to go in the bin. Okay. Girlies might like that bit of sad cabbage though.
You may understandably be wondering why I am hoeing a bed that seemingly has no weeds in it. Well, actually, there are quite a few things germinating and starting, and they're just sort of under this surface. And this Dutch hoe just skims along that top and takes anything's heads off that's just starting to enjoy this sunshine, that's not supposed to be enjoying the sunshine.
Okay, these are the parsnips that I've had sitting in the wet kitchen roll, and you can see their little tails are just starting to come out. Well, actually, some of them are quite big, so I'm going to have to be really, really delicate with them when I lay them in, that I don't break those tails off. I would say that normally I would have put them in the ground a lot sooner than this, but I've been super busy and I keep checking on them. Anyway, I'm going to give them a go. So we've got quite a few. Some of them are longer than others, obviously. But actually most of them have started germinating. So how many rows do I think we need? We probably only need 3 rows, I would say. And I'm going to do them about, about 15 centimetres apart. So we'll go 3, 3 rows. This soil is actually really nice and wet, so I'm quite happy with what it's going into. This was mulched actually at the end of the summer, so it's just had the mulch on over winter, and it's broken down to this sort of like slightly scrubby stuff, and I need to make sure that I get the parsnips underneath that actually touching the proper soil, because if they're just loose in this top stuff, they'll dry out too quickly and then we won't get anything. So we'll just try and get them down onto the proper soil underneath. They want to eventually only be about 1 centimetre under the ground, maybe slightly more, 1.5 centimetres underneath the soil, so we don't want to be doing them too deep. What I'm going to do is just make these little furrows, and then when I put the soil back on, I'm going to sieve some of our own compost on top of them so that it's not actually this rubble that's going back on them. So they'll have a nice start in life, something nice to grow up through. Just loosen this off a little bit.
Right, it is bin lining time. So this is the 3rd bin in our compost bin series. I've said before, I won't bore you with it again, that we're shuffling the bins up a bit because we've got out of sync. So I've cleared this one out, scraped all between those so there's nothing loose in there, and I just need to line it. Previously I've lined the bins with either black roofing plastic, which is just like the quite robust sheet plastic that you can buy on a roll in builders merchants that I've had offcuts of, or I've used compost bags turned inside out, you know, and then stapled to the inside of these bays. Both have been really successful actually, but I just thought I would use this because we've got it left over. This is the thin corrugated plastic sheeting that we used as like the underlay for the new floor in the greenhouse. It's really quite tough, and I just think it would be a good alternative, and I don't have any other use for it, so this seems like the moment to use up what we've got left of it. All I'm going to do is cut it to size and then staple it down. The bottom will have a separate sheet on top of it because we want to be easy scraping to get the compost out, but I will put that in later. Oh ho ho, have a look at this. I can see 2 toads in action. This is not me being a perv, I promise. But look, we've got 2 toads. So we have been waiting for the toad spawn. We never get frog spawn in this pond, but we always get toad spawn and newt spawn. And the toads spawn so much later than the frogs, so everybody else around us has got the frog spawn and we've just been patiently waiting, and I think it's happening as we speak. I promise I will give them some privacy in the moment, but I can actually see the strings. Let me see if I can get close. Can you see that? So yeah, toad spawn is like straight line frog spawn. Ah, I'm so happy you're here, little toads. So happy.
Okay, last thing on that list is pick some purple sprouting broccoli, which is particularly exciting. This is the first picking, which means you get that really big central one. So, where are the snips? Have you got the snips, Mum?
There we go. I won't be doing
Lovely.
any trimming, so I'll take
Okay. I mean, look at these. Look at that. Absolute gorgeousness. Right. Actually, there's one more over there that I want. So I've just taken those central spikes out, and actually you can see it in these that they're starting to produce in the middle, and that is the case. Whee! Oh, I just fell down a hole, sorry. That is the case all the way down these stems. They will be producing loads more once you take that like main head out. The sides just go poof. So yeah, we have got a lot of purple sprouting, and it's really exciting because although these plants are not as big as we would expect like really happy purple sprouting to be, you would think they'd be about 2.5 foot tall. These are about a foot, maybe a little bit bigger than that, but they've got loads and loads of sprouts coming on them. So yeah, it's better than we've had for a couple of years. Very happy. So happy with the purple sprouting. Right, we're now actually in a little bit of a hurry to get going, so I'm just going to put this angle nicely in the basket, and I'll just show you what's happening in the polytunnel while we've got it open, because that's coming along really nicely. As you can see, we've got masses to pick. The parsley and the coriander is just looking absolutely outrageous. It looks so good. The dragon's tongue mustard's coming along nicely. We just can't eat enough of this lamb's lettuce. The chard has finally decided to do something. Look, we've actually got some decent plants coming along in here, which is wildly exciting. Obviously, mustards are just going crazy. Actually, George was just down here on his way to his allotment, and we were just discussing how much of an excellent and underrated vegetable mustard greens are. Just so good. And I think it's partly the name, like mustard greens doesn't sound that appetizing, but actually they are so delicious. Raw, they are actually quite mustardy, like you can understand why they're called mustard greens. But cooked, like sauteed in a stir fry, pasta sauce, anything, they are just heaven. Radishes are coming up nicely. See them down there? Yeah, so we'll close up in here, I think, now and head off. Are you ready to head off now, Mum? Yep. She is. You ready to go in, girlies? Are you ready to go in? Where's your shaky tin? Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey, those girls. I know, darlings. In we go. I got to put some corn in it first. I have got to put corn in it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, let's put a bit of corn in. Put a bit of corn in, girlies. Yeah, I know. There we go. Lovely. Come on in. Come on in, girlies. Come on in. Good girls. Is there any greens you wanted to put in here? Oh, yeah. Is that the nice soft rocket? Actually, these beetas seem to have moved really well, don't they? They look all right.
Get some rain, it'd be even better. That was just resting up there, I don't know what happened to it.
That's the
Seems
job.
to be all right, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that about calls it a day for today up here. Mum and I are actually on our way to the pub. Well, we will go home and get tidied up first. Although, to be fair, I'm not averse to going straight from the allotment to the pub. I mean, I don't mind dirty fingernails. It's only soil. But no, we will go home first, and then we're actually going down to meet Johanna at the pub, and Dad will be down there, and we're going to be doing a bit of a cheers or a bit of a celebration for 5 years of the vlog. Plus, it's my birthday.
not today, not tomorrow, but the next day. So yeah, see you in the pub, chaps.
What are you looking at?
You. Don't get run over. So also one of the things we're going to do this year is actually go to Johanna's garden. Yeah, we'll get back round there because we did a really good tour. I mean, I can't even remember how many years ago. It must have been 4 years ago. Good morning, good morning. It is another stunning day. It's absolutely beautiful. It is, I'm looking, no, can I see a cloud? No, nothing, no clouds whatsoever. So last night, obviously, cheers, 5 years, we're hey. And us looking back, because obviously I said last week, this is my birthday as well this week. So last year, can you believe it was a year ago that we got Hallie? Because Hallie the howfish was my birthday present last year. But the year before, we had a surprise trip to Amalfi for my birthday, which was completely out of the blue. Well, in the similar vein, I've now been told that I'm actually going away tomorrow morning. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow now, apparently, and I'll be back on Monday. So unexpected, but yeah, we're going away. So today I thought what I'd do is just come up here and have a look at what we've got. So this is like our 5-year consolidation. What I will do though is next week we'll have a bit of a look back, because I was planning to do kind of reminiscing video this week, what with it being the anniversary kind of episode. Turns out I'm a little short on time now. I'm not going to be here. So I think next week we'll do a bit of reminiscing at what's actually changed on the plot over those 5 years. Because you forget like how much has really changed. So I'm going to have a nose back at the old videos and we'll have a look. But today I thought what I'd do is just have a look at what we've actually got to eat at the moment, because we're looking around here day before yesterday. I think, oh, we got this to eat, or we got this to eat. And actually we've got masses ready to go right now. And the plot's looking really fantastic at the moment, if I do say so myself. It's nothing to do with me. It's, you know, we've had great weather. Mum's been on a weeding mission recently. So yeah, it's all looking gorgeous. So I thought we'd just have a bit of a nose about. That is the plan. Right, I think we might start at the other end of the plot though, because we've got some absolute gorgeous daffs out. I mean, how gorgeous are all of these under the fig tree? We've got such a selection in here. There's these ones which are just like this absolute magic. I don't know if you can see, they've got like white points. These bits here are white. They're just so pretty. They're beautiful. We've got a couple of those around. Really, really lovely. Obviously there's the hyacinths all under here, which smell incredible. But then if we go under and around, sorry, I'm going to try not to snap any of the baby figs off here. But look, absolute beauty. The smell of that is incredible. And then just back there, we have these, is that not just the most beautiful thing? Oh, that one's a bit squashed. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I can't. They are so beautiful. Under the pear tree here, we have more of those same ones from the fig, but you can see a bit better like the whiteness. I've been told this is actually a virus, that it's, you know, a mutation. But look at that. Just so lovely. I love it. They've all got like a varying degree. So this has just got the tiniest little bit of white. But this one here, they're so beautiful. So beautiful.
Then we've got these little chaps down here. A little bit more of an orange trumpet, real beauties. But on to things that are actually like available now and ready to eat. We have a couple of beds which are now pretty much over. Like this one up here. I mean, we've got a couple of kohlrabi in there. I don't know if you can see that one, but that has totally gone to seed. And actually, I'm not that fond of the kohlrabi sprouts as something to eat. They're really just being saved for the girls. But we do have some more komatsuna sprouts in there. But pretty much this bed is just about ready to be cleared. We'll take anything that's edible from that bed and mulch it and get it ready for whatever's going in there next. Broad beans, obviously, coming along just fine. We've had a bit of digging. Don't know if you can see in there with my, just about here, big hole there. But luckily, nothing in the main section has been attacked. We have a few nipper leeks in here that are actually just about ready to go. They survived the winter quite nicely. Cavalla Nero in this bed is actually just coming to an end. We've still got some pickings on there, some sprouts and stuff. But further up, we have got the white sprouting broccoli, which is just coming into its own. Look, we've got the one big, beautiful central head ready to go there, and then masses of little sprouts on the side. So I'm very excited about that. I'm really amused. Mum is busy complaining about the birds. We've got something exciting going on with the hearing aids today. That these are fairly new, these hearing aids, so we're still getting to grips with them. But at the moment, the bird song apparently is wildly loud. And I thought maybe she was exaggerating. Like, I can hear the birds, that's about it. But we were just standing in the greenhouse and I can't hear the birds outside, but I can hear Mum transmitting the birds in the greenhouse. And it was like listening to a radio recording of the birds. They were that loud in the hearing aids. So yeah, we're gonna have to get that sorted. She was like, I have never heard birds this loud before. Yeah, something's gone slightly awry with the old tuning there, I think. Anyway, yeah, purple sprouting broccoli we've got as well, that we just picked the other day. So took the main heads and now we've got, you know, lots and lots of little bits coming, which is very exciting. The minutina, we had about 7 in here and we lost a couple, but that one's a bit dodgy. But those 3 survived all that cold weather really well. So we're just going to start eating that again now too. Obviously, this is where we sowed the parsnips just the other day. Over there, we've got some Brussels sprouts in that bed, but we're not going to eat them. They're never going to do anything. They're really girly fodder. And then the Taunton Dean kale, which is looking really nice. Potatoes are planted in that bed, but nothing showing yet. Oh, potatoes and 1 leek. More potatoes in this bed. On the other side here, though, we have got some parsley left over from last year, which is still looking really nice. And then we have got the minestra, which is still looking good, although it's much, much smaller than last year. And then we've got some backup Cavalla Nero. No sightings of the dahlias just yet down that edge. Beetta's sort of coming good in this bed. This was one which was a real slow starter last year. And in fact, I think we've got one rogue peppermint one in there. That's all supposed to be just, you know, bog standard green Beetta, but suspiciously pink. Rest of this bed is ready to clear though. That is the last of the komatsuna there. Hyacinths down here looking absolutely stunning. And something we do have to get on fairly quickly actually is that water butt needs to be raised up slightly. We've been using the saved water in it. It needs to just be raised up enough that we can get the watering can underneath that tap. Rosemary is in flower. This is the bed I cleared the other day actually, and we've just got this bit of purple curly kale in here, which as you can see is just going at the top there, but it's still got loads of good stuff on there, so we'll just strip them and eat them. The Beetta I moved the other day seems to have done okay, nothing's faded too fast. It's just going to be a bit of a waiting game to see if the shock of the move like spurs them into bolting really fast, so we'll find out about that in the next couple of weeks. We've also got some rocket in this bed and some parsley and another rogue peppermint chard. What was I doing? Just like throwing them around. This bed's totally clear apart from the sorrel on this end, which is looking gorgeous. Look at that, lush as anything. I see sorrel soup in my near future. This is the other daffs and the Lil. Hey Lils, you all right? Gorgeous sunshine, isn't it, Lil? Oh yeah, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. But yeah, we got some real beauties in here too. I mean, look at this. Such a pale yellow, that one in the middle, and then you've got these big, like, boof ones. Proper yellow all the way through. Look, that just one whacking great yellow. Just lovely. This has been a real success, this little bed here. Just joy. We've got this bed actually prepped ready to put some spring onions and leeks in, the ones that I sowed last week. Bit of rocket tucked under there. And then this bed, we've got this wonderful double row of chicory in here, which is looking really nice. We've got like the upright radicchio one, which is the red one. And then that one is the Rose of Venice. I think it's supposed to go very pink when it's ready to eat. Bit more chicory in there, the leaf chicory. Excuse all the netting, we've just got everything stacked on here. Cavallonero in the back there. We should get a little bit more time out of that before it starts bolting. And mustard greens. This is very exciting. The hellebores have been flowering for what seems like absolutely ages. They're just fantastic and they last for so long. And now the dark one is really, look at that. It's beautiful. We've got these tiny little daffs in here. Just so sweet. And actually, the hellebores have self-seeded. You see all of these here? We've got new hellebores coming up, which is really exciting. So we should have more next year. Something else that is spreading like crazy is the wild garlic. So it's a bit difficult to see because initially it looks quite a lot like these tulip leaves here, but this here is the wild garlic. And at first we couldn't spot it. Oh, that's nice, it's got a big poo on it. But at first we couldn't spot it and we're looking, I thought this is all tulip like initially when it was smaller than that. But now I'm looking, it is doing what people said it was going to do, which is just coming up everywhere because there's some here. There's some in the back there, if you can see. But I'm really chuffed because we have tried for ages to get to kind of naturalise. We've tried from seed, we've tried digging it up because there's a whole big patch on the other side of the allotment. Not our allotment, but the allotment site. They've also got 3-cornered leeks over there, which we've tried to foster and that hasn't worked either. So I know I'm going to get a whole load of warnings of people saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have done that. It's going to be a nightmare. But, oh well, we've done it and we're excited. Just a quick look in the greenhouse. The 2 potatoes have come up here. Red Duke doing its early thing like it normally does. And then the Caledonian Pearl is just coming up behind. Those sweet peas from last week, they're just starting to come up. I'm going to fill the rest of these with normal peas, although we do have some that are started at home that I'm actually going to bring up here. When we go back this afternoon, I'll show you what we've got started at home because it's starting to look a little bit full in the conservatory. So a lot of that stuff, now that it's not getting really, really cold at night, a lot of that can come up here. So we should be freeing up a bit more space. And then the things that really do need to be kept at home, like tomatoes, and when I sow the cucumbers and courgettes and all that kind of stuff, we get a bit more space for those. Something I do need to do though is start feeding the chilies, aubergines, peppers, all of that kind of stuff, because the plants look brilliant and I think it's just about time now to start feeding them, so we might do that when I get home. But yeah, we've got some things that Mum picked up from the seed swap at the beginning of the month. We've got this Kniphofia here, you know, red hot pokers, so that's exciting, and a couple more bits and pieces that we're just waiting for to make an appearance. And then we've got some antirrhinums, some lovely snapdragons that we're going to plant out around the pond. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'd say the allotment is looking really, really nice. That colour where the grass has just started to really, you know, put some growth back on again. It's less of a mud field than it's, you know, starting to be a beautiful lime green colour. And yeah, Mum is having a bit of a tidy up. I think she's going to sow some grass seed because we've had, I mean, we've got patches where it's okay, like here, and up the main drag and up the main path and everything. But around this area here, it's all gone. It's all gone. Ooh, what's that? trousers are going to get wet.